Hi everyone, my name's Hugo. I'm the founder of Auto Studio. We're a lead generation agency in the B2B space. So when you hear about cold email and you hear about the insane volume people manage to achieve on the email front, people sending 5,000 emails a day, whilst of course I was avoiding the dreaded spam. No doubt hearing that can be overwhelming, and you're probably wondering how you can achieve that for your own business. So in this video, I'm not here to sell you anything. I just want to walk you through how we manage to send thousands of emails a day for our own business, and of course on behalf of our clients, whilst avoiding the spam. So hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have a better idea of how you can implement this in your own business. So just to kick things off, and maybe it's an obvious question, but I'll go into it anyway. What is cold email? So let's look at the Wikipedia definition of it. So a cold email is an unsolicited email that is sent to a receiver without prior contact. It could also be defined as the email equivalent of cold calling. So cold email is a subset of email marketing, and it differs from transactional or warm emailing. So what is the goal of cold email? And apologies, I have a tendency to repeat myself here, but I think it's really important to get this point across. And I mentioned it in my last video, but it's important to clarify that it is not to sell a product or service directly. Instead, the goal is to sell the cool. You're essentially trying to earn and buy the receiver, the reception, or your prospect's time for a conversation. Is literally about just getting on the call with someone. I can't tell you how many times I got that wrong, and I had to really figure that one out the hard way. When I was first starting out, literally trying to go in for the sales straight away. But yeah, anyway, I'm going off a tangent there. It is literally just to sell the call. That is all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. To sell the call. That is the one goal of your cold email. So why is it so popular? Well, it's a very cost-effective way to reach your target audience. You can send hundreds, if not thousands, of emails for a fraction of the cost of traditional advertising. Like direct mail, print advertising, or PPC. So Google Ads or Meta Ads. So okay, let's look at the tech stack. And I just want to caveat: I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of how you set it up. There's a lot of amazing resource online that will explain that in more details. But this is just a tech stack that I run for my own business and on behalf of my clients as well. And I feel like it's super easy to set up once you kind of get into it. But yeah, I'll just take you over it. So just as a rough overview, and I'll go into it in a bit more detail in a sec. So you have your main domain, then have the subdomain. You then have your email account admin panel, which is where you'll host all your subdomains in. Then you have your inboxes that will be an offshoot off the admin panel. Then you can have the sending software, which brings all your email accounts together. And then obviously, in the sending software, you have your master inbox, which is going to manage your campaign day in, day out. So I just got down there. So this is just a quick overview of what that looks like. So in this instance, I've shown 10 domains, and I have used 2 users for each domain. That kind of all drags into the master inbox. So let's go into the main domain. So what was the main domain? The main domain is, in my instance, so my business is called Auto Studio. This is my main domain. So this is what my website's hosted on. And then also I'll have my email accounts that, I'll handle my client communications with. And that will be all hosted through my main domains. You should never send your cold emails from this domain. Like, obviously the whole aim of cold email lead gen is to avoid the spam folder and not get your domains blocked. But the nature of sending thousands of emails a day, like, inevitably, after a few months, hopefully in longer than less, but yeah, eventually you may find yourself you're going to get blocked. So you just don't want to then go through the hassle of having to redo your website domain and your actual personal email address domain for your business. So that's why you set up subdomains to do that, and you just send up redirects back to your website. So if someone reads your email, they then go Google that domain, then it would then go directly back to your website. So okay, so subdomain. So what do? So I buy the subdomains through a software or a site called Porkbun. It's super cheap. And as you can see here, I bought 20. Is that 20? Yeah, I bought 20. And essentially what these are just variations of my main domain. So with my main domain being autos.studio, I've got like autostudioboost.com, autostudiogrow.com, autostudioad.com, autostudiobuy.com, and autostudiomail.com. You get the picture. If you're wondering who or what you could do, if you're trying to think of some subdomain names, I would check out Matt Lasera's videos. He does a really good video of how you can use like ChatGPT to help find more of them. But yeah, highly recommend checking that out. So in terms of whether you should use a .com, .co.uk, .io email address, personally, from what I've read online or from what I've asked from other people, I would always stick to the .com domain. With the nature of cold email, you're going to be kind of going globally. So if you want to give your business that global outreach, rather than just giving yourself shimming yourself down to just being by country, I would recommend doing .com. It's just kind of got that international kind of feel to it. So yeah, that's what I always do. And then finally, just in terms of your subdomains, you then want to configure your DKIM and DMARC records. Again, this is just going to massively help you avoid the spam filters. I'm not going to go into that today on how to do that, but there's a ton of resource online on how you can go about that. So once you've got your purchase, your subdomains, and you've got your records set up, the next thing to do is to create an admin panel. I personally use Microsoft, and this is just what this looks like. So yeah, you basically want to create an admin panel account with Microsoft, and this is essentially what's going to host your subdomains. And from here, this is how you can then create your users, and then subsequently your inboxes, and get access to your inboxes. So what I've done here, my name's Hugo, so I've got Hugo Auto Studio Boost, and then I've got a Hugo ST. So yeah, those are kind of my two variations of those emails. So I have heard of people doing say like 3 users per domain, but just to stay on the safe side, I just stick to 2. But I have heard of people using 3. So that is the admin panel. And then finally, this is then obviously you've got your inboxes that you're going to get off your admin panel. And once you set up in your Microsoft admin panel, you'll get access to your inboxes, and they're super clear on how you can then access them. So this then leads us onto our sending software. And I guess you're probably wondering, that's all great. You can create lots of inboxes, but doesn't that mean I'm just going to have like 40 tabs up all the time to keep checking if I'm getting positive responses from these potential clients? And that is why we use a software called SmartLead. And as you can see here, we've dragged all our emails directly into here, and then we'll have access to a master inbox, which will then bring all our responses into one place, and you can just use this as your interface. So basically that is kind of all for me. And I think just lastly, whenever I start working with a client, we will always start with 10 domains. And so then off the back of that, if we're then thinking about, we're going to have 2 users off each domain, that gives us 20 inboxes, and that gives us a send volume of 500 emails a day. For my own business, for Auto Studio, we do 20 domains, 40 inboxes, 1,000 a day. And I think my last final notes is, you hear there's a lot of varying reviews or views on what to do if you do get blacklisted, and how your best way to get out of that sticky situation. And normally for me, I just think it's far easier just to burn that domain and then just set up a new one and follow this process. But anyway, I really hope that's some use to you guys. And please just in the comments or drop me a private message if you've got any questions or you want some more technical help on how to do this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon.